Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new, welcome. Sorry I'm not wearing any makeup. I just put tanning lotion on my face because my face is lighter than the rest of my body now. So yeah. I'm sure now it doesn't match. Too bad. But anyway, I put tanning lotion on my face. I'm not wearing makeup. So as you guys are watching this, I'm probably on a plane down to Miami. Or I might be in Miami. Depends on how efficient I am at getting this up. So as you can see by the title, I am leaving. I'm going on vacation. We are going on a 10-day cruise, which also involves like 2 days on Miami on each end. So really I'm gonna be gone for like 2 weeks. So obviously, you know, I've got quite a few animals that will need to be taken care of. So luckily, there's a high schooler in the area that pet sits that has a snake, he had a leopard gecko, so he has reptile experience. He's pet sit all kinds of different animals, so he was perfect for the job. He's a senior, and he's actually my brother's friend, which we didn't realize when we talked to him the first time. But he seems to be in heaven, getting to watch all these animals, so I feel pretty good about leaving them with him. But I was just going to show you guys what I did to kind of help him take care of my vast majority of animals. Alright, so here we have my shelves that have most of my animals on it, and as you can see, they are sticky noted. This is something that's super helpful and I highly recommend doing if you have a pet sitter, because you can write down instructions, but if they don't know who is who, make it difficult. So what I like to do is write down stuff in billions of places. So everyone has a sticky note. So you can see this is Pip. She's my crested gecko. He has to spray her down morning and night and feed her every other day and spot clean her poops. I have Sea Calendar here, and I'll show you that in a minute. So again, Yeti has one. Yeti's food options. Here's Crikey. Hi buddy. Oh, you got some shed stuck to your mouth. And there's Crikey's. You got Snicket, my ball python. And the good part about him having snakes is he is totally okay with feeding them. So I fed them this past week. He will feed them next Tuesday. So they will get their food and he's okay with changing poop and checking for poop. So a lot of it is just spraying down, looking for poop, making sure everyone has fresh water, you know, daily checking to make sure all of their heat sources are working and the temperatures are right. I went a little more in depth this time. He did watch them last weekend when I had a skating competition, but that was like 3 or 4 days. So I gave him like the basics, and this time I'm going much more in depth. So checking temperatures, making sure everything's working, feeding the snakes, cleaning snake poop. I'm making him do everything because it's 2 weeks and I want it to go well. And I got Arcadius over here, and he has a sticky note too, you know, feed every morning, change his water as needed, his humidifier, all that good stuff. Right before leaving, what I do is I give everyone fresh water, make sure there's no poop in any enclosures, and give everyone food. So he kind of starts off with a clean slate, not having to look for much or do much because I've already done most of it. So he'll have a couple of days before he has to do anything major. I also leave a bunch of these hanging around with treated water for refilling water dishes. So this is just on hand. You see someone needs water, you pour it in, you're good to go. So leave out the things he needs. So I have 2 different Pangeas here for Pip with a spoon to scoop it out into her little silicone cap. I have my binder here that you guys have seen that has a folder for each animal with some information. I told him he can look at it if he wants, but it really won't do much for him. So here I have Tootsie's enclosure, and he will have to move her to feed, so I keep that ready for him to go. She just goes in there with her mouse right in her enclosure, and he just has to leave and make sure the room is dark and quiet, and then come back after a while and dump her back into her enclosure. So that's all set for him. I told him I've got this here. This is what I use to soak the mice in, or heat the mice up. So I put them in baggies and put them in here with warm water. I do have a baggie for each snake in the freezer right now, labeled with their name so he knows whose mouse is whose. And then I've got my feeders. So I've got a couple crickets here, like 2. I've got my superworms down here. And then down here, I've got mealworms that aren't really feedable because they're just a couple. I've got, I think it's my old mealworm bin. And then my superworm beetles. Maybe that's my old mealworm bin. That's my superworm
beetles. And that's my mealworms, I think. Nope, that's superworms.
Yeah, he has to give them carrots every couple of days. And that's really all he has to do for those. I also have one of these weekly schedule pads of papers. So I also fill one of these out for him. So it's downstairs, so I can't show it to you. But I have a couple daily things that I just put an arrow across. And I split the bottom. So you have your every other day and your occasional. And I also under Tuesday put feed the snakes. Under Monday I put pull the frozen mice from the fridge and put them in from the freezer and put them in the fridge so they can thaw overnight. So one of these is super helpful too. On the back of my door I have everybody and when they eat. Your daily tasks are to check the water and make sure heat sources are working. And then kind of a feeding schedule. So you can see I have Pip every other day. I've got the snakes here. I'm not gonna have him worry about Tinsel because she's on a feeding strike. I fed the snakes here. So, you know, stuff like that. So that's another helpful thing that you can do. Yeah, that's really the gist of all of it. I just write everything everywhere. I have a calendar. I have the weekly pad of paper. I put sticky notes on everything and hope for the best. So now I just have to change a lot of timers around. I'm trying to get everything on a timer so he doesn't have to worry about shutting off and turning on things. So I have to go move stuff around and do that and make sure everyone is fed and good for today. I also have to finish packing and get ready to go, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Real quick, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, I have to remember it's backwards. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I will see you in 2 weeks.